You're listening to the Comic Crusaders podcast. I am your host, Al Mega, CEO of Comic Crusaders and Undercover Capes. In this show, I'm sitting down with creators from all walks of life to talk about inspiration, process, the lessons they've learned, and a whole lot more. Wepa, family. It's your boy Al Mega coming at you with that Comic Crusaders energy, baby. You know what it is. Now, check it. Today, we're going to be diving into the mind of a visionary storyteller, baby. I mean, he's crafting epic tales like The Knight, Deadlands Raven, Deadlands the Kid, and now he's back with a brand new Kickstarter. That's right, and it's live, and it's bringing that modern pulp vibe with a buddy hero twist. Monarch of Manhattan Volume 1 arrival, baby. We're talking myth, magic, Manhattan, and a whole bunch of mayhem, baby. So get ready to vibe with the one, the only, the big boss himself. That's the writer, creator of this amazing book, the one, the only, Mr. C. Edward Sellner, baby. How you doing?
I'm doing great, Al. How are you?
I am doing fantastic. Thank you for coming on. And everybody, excuse the lateness. I know we were supposed to start a little earlier, but technology sometimes does not want to agree with us. But it's okay. But we're here, baby. So let's get it rocking with my man Chuck that don't give a hey. Let's not get over there right now, not just yet. Now, we need that origin story, Chuck. You know what it is? How did young C. Edward Sellner first get bit by the comic book bug?
Oh, I was just a little kid. Comics back then were available in the local 7-Eleven. And every time we went to 7-Eleven, I got to pick out a comic book with my dad.
Okay.
So I ended up drinking a ton of milk because I always wanted to go to 7-Eleven to get milk and get a comic.
Who needs milk and cookies? You need milk and comics. Right. I feel it.
But yeah, so I fell in love with Marvel and DC, read some of the classics, and had the great characters and artists and writers of that time. And I actually made my first comic, was an issue of Superman, and I made that when I was about 5.5 years old. So it was not really up to par, but I thought it was good. But yeah. And I've been imagining and working on stories ever since, and got professionally into it about 20 years ago. So,
oh wow, well, all right. So, what was that first single comic though? The one that stood out to you as a kid when you first saw that wreck, if that was that first time experience.
The story that I can remember first and foremost was the first Clone Saga with Spider-Man.
Oh, damn! Really? Oh, wow!
Yeah.
And I'm sorry that story.
No, this was the original, not when they cut it all back and brought all. That was the original Amazing Spider-Man with the Jackal and
the good one.
The clone was dead, and that was it. But yeah, that ran through a couple issues, and I remember specifically really wanting to make sure I didn't miss an issue because that was the first continued story that really grabbed me.
Okay, all right, there we go. So the first continuous story, I love it. And your parents encourage your creativeness, if you will, your artistic ability, you know, in going into this, very supportive, or were they like, "Are you crazy? Go be a doctor."
Little both. They were supportive. They wanted me to do it. However, they strongly encouraged that I pursue more practical professions. But I was lucky because I also had a calling in the ministry, which I did for 25 years.
Wow.
So that was my main professional career. And then I started my studio on the side, and then I went full time. Wow, I guess it's been almost 15 years ago now.
So the ministry. So how did that calling come about?
It came about when I was in high school. Like a lot of kids at that time, dealing with a lot of change in life. I was struggling with a lot of issues, and I felt a calling to kind of, instead of just focusing on me, to turn that out and focus on other people and to be a caring, compassionate person. And so
this is a reminder.
Sorry.
Get mad.
I got into I turned the volume down on it. I got into doing youth ministry and working with kids and did mentoring, and then went ahead and got ordained and worked in churches and ran my own nonprofit youth center and family center for 10 years and enjoyed it thoroughly. But now I'm fully committed and focused on doing my comics and stuff.
All right, and there we go. All right, so let's get into that. I mean, again, from a fan to a creator, what was that point that you decided, like, I'm not just a reader. I'm gonna, like, start creating my own world.
That was still when I was young. I actually did a zine I started it when I was in high school and ran it till I was about halfway through college, um, where I would do comic style stories. I would do original illustrations for covers, and the stories were actually prose because I couldn't draw the whole story. But they were very comic oriented. Some of them were set in the Marvel universe, and yeah, so I was a big time nerd. But they were all,
What?
they were all original characters, and a lot of them have been repurposed and saved over the years, and now they're coming out. Like the Knight was one of the ones that goes way back. Some of the other characters that have appeared in my short stories, they go way back. So, a lot of reworking, a lot of tweaking from that time, because again, they weren't up to par back then. But yeah, it's been with me all my life. So now I'm getting to live the dream and actually put stuff out there into the world and see what happens.
The dream was a nightmare because sometimes, all this work ain't that easy. But again, thank you for digging in to want to do that. So, what was the very first completed story like? And do you still, kind of look back at it fondly, or do you cringe?
Oh, I cringe.
Yeah, you gotta-
Like
yes.
a lot of creative folks, pretty much everything I do, like within 5 minutes after I'm done, I could have done that better.
Like,
Or,
ew, what is
or
that? I
but
love it.
but that's good because that means that we're constantly growing as a creator, and that's what we should be wanting to do, is to make, our biggest competition isn't other writers and artists. Our biggest competition is ourselves, and
Yes.
we want to try to do better each round so that we reach more people, have, you know deliver better product, deliver better stories and characters. And so I like pushing myself.
Excellent. So let's start getting into some things in that early creativity, the Deadlands legacy. Um, Working on Deadlands Ravens, Deadlands the Kid. What was it like blending comics with a legendary RPG type of world?
It was so fun, Al. It was wow. It was the first license that my studio picked up,
Okay. Oh,
and
nice. How did you even learn how to do the licensing and get that type of work, man? That must have been something.
well, that's a funny story to that. I did a lot of prep. I did a lot of research. How do you get licenses? What kind of convincing arguments to make? And I had an opportunity to meet with Shane Hensley, who was the creator of Deadlands and owner of Pinnacle Entertainment. And I was all ready to make my point by point pitch. And I said, I want to license Deadlands for comics. And he basically said, okay. And that was it.
You're like, huh? It was that easy?
I had so
I,
many points.
my man was like for 3 weeks fucking stressed doing these plays in front of the mirror, and all you
Yes.
had to do was ask.
Yes. And Shane
Holy
has been
shit.
great to work with.
No,
We just recently re-picked up the license. So
nice.
we have,
That's commitment and love.
yes,
Danny.
yes,
Yeah.
yes. It's been 15 years now, since we put out our first books.
Wow.
And I was lucky enough that I connected with some other folks who were able to provide funding, and we hired ace teams for the first initial books. We had Ron Mars and Bart Sears, Jimmy
Wait a minute.
Palmiotti.
You talking to me when you talking about you lucky you got funding. This is
Yeah.
like before Kickstarter, huh? Like the good old days,
Yes.
the good old grunt work of getting that money.
An investor. Yes, yes, yes. So those were great. And then I suggested to Shane, I want to bring Billy the Kid into the Deadlands world. And I basically pitched it as Peter Parker in the Weird West without spider powers. And
Ooh,
um,
ooh, I like that.
Shane loved the idea, and I had great fun with the kid. Raven is sort of the Magneto of the Deadlands universe. He is the biggest, baddest villain. has a tragic backstory, and I got to take the bits and pieces of his history that they've let out over the years in the books and weave it into a single tale of a 5-issue series, and that was amazing. Worked with artist Greg LaRocque on it.
Ooh,
Did
yeah,
fantastic
wonderful
work.
artist.
Yes, he was a big fan of his back in his Legion and Flash days. So getting to work with him on a book that we kind of developed from the ground up was awesome.
Oh man, okay, you dropping? Do I need to get a broom or something? Because you're dropping these names, yo. How did you even connect with all these wonderful people? Talk about those promancers stepping in. Like, how did you swoon everybody? You know,
Uh,
on
I,
the
I met
Sellnerverse.
I met Brian Augustine first. He was my first mentor in comics, and God love him, I miss him. He helped me get Visionary started. Later at a convention, I ran into Ron Mars, and we met and kind of
Legend.
stayed in touch. Um, and then when this opportunity came up, I reached out to Ron, and he helped me connect with all the other creators to bring them on board. So he edited the original one shots that had all the big names on it. So he brought those people on board, and I got to work with each of them, and it was great, including Lee Motor that we also miss. Um, great art, great writing, fantastic stuff, and just went from there. But yeah, I've been
Oh,
very fortunate. Been very fortunate.
so that body dynamic, right? Because you have this wonderful book out right now, um,
Yes.
considered a modern pulp fantasy. Again, that's just a cool phrase, right? Modern pulp fantasy. Yeah, yo, what's popping here? Break it down for us. What makes this project you have out now pulp, modern, and then why does it matter? And you know how I want you to pitch me? I want you to pitch me like I'm Stanley in an elevator right now, and we've got a couple of floors. You're about, maybe you have a shot here. Go.
Okay. It's Blade and Black Panther meets Game of Thrones. It
Ouch.
yeah, it was created for a company that commissioned a publisher we were going to work with, and that company went under before it came out, so the rights reverted. But they wanted a pulp series, and I thought, well, I want to do a pulp series, but let's make a twist on it. Let's actually take characters from a pulp fantasy world, a warrior, a wizard, and bring them into the modern day and throw that into the mix of how they interact with this modern world that's entirely different from the world they knew. And so came up with the concept. Had a lot of inspiration from like Robert E. Howard, as well as Black Panther and Blade, those characters in comics. And of course, this was before Game of Thrones came out when we originally developed the book. So it's been in the
Oh
works.
wow. Okay.
Yeah, but a lot of Robert E. Howard type feel in there because that he was I'm a big fan of his work.
I'm a
Um,
Conan guy, and don't you worry.
oh
And Cole and Solomon. Come on now.
yes, absolutely, I love it all. And so yeah, the book came together. Got to work with Jose Aviles on the art, and we created this really cool character, Shakala, who is a warrior and a prince of the what was the largest empire, Ruangala, from his age of
Was.
magic.
Ooh, okay.
Yeah, and then the throne gets taken by this evil wizard, typical fantasy style. But the kid, Shakala, as a kid, launched a revolution against him. Came this close to defeating him when he escaped through a magical portal. Shakala leaps after him, and they end up in modern day New York, Manhattan.
Oh man, and Manhattan. Let me start bringing this baby up, man. We talking this. We got this video, and before I even show off that trailer, man, let me bring this baby up. Before I show up that trailer, I need to know something right here. Manhattan. I'm a New Yorker. I mean, um, why Manhattan? What makes that city perfect for the myth meets modern saga?
Well, it's one of the biggest, greatest cities in the world. With the skyscrapers, it's an economic center, it's a cultural arts center. It's sort of if you had to boil the modern world, Western world, into one city, you'd probably be somewhere in New York, probably be in Manhattan, and it's also going to play later into how the series develops. But it's going to be critical that Shikala is based in a city like that has connections going all around the world.
That diversity helps. I would guess, being in East Coast City or a coast city, period. All right, but I'm seeing what you're saying. All right, folks, check this out. Right now, my man was only looking for a $1,000 goal, but as of today, with 26 days to go, we are funded at 1,400. But listen, with 26 days to go, we need to make it rain, baby. And those 36 backers, a whole salute to you for celebrating and supporting independent comics, supporting Chuck's project here. And for those folks that are not yet convinced, maybe have not had a chance, my crusaders out there, you know what we do here. We're about to put you on. So check out this wonderful trail. You know what I mean? And then we're going to get back into what Monarch is. Let's go. Got our pop, baby. Look at that coloring, that line work. It's getting sexy.
Art's amazing.
Man, look at that. All right. My man got my beard. What's wrong with it? Copy. Hey, look at that action. Oh. This book got it all, baby.
We like to think so.
This book seems to have it. Oh man, where, man? This is the type of book that deserves that type of scream. Let's get it. All right, so let's get into it again, folks. We have 26 days to go, so that is about 3 paychecks worth of time, you know, for some of y'all. So you know, if it wasn't this week, it's the next, and not the next, it's the other next. So don't be playing with me. Somebody getting paid. We ain't get paid today. All right, so make it rain on independent projects. No excuses. Monarch of I mean, look at this. I mean, listen, I'm not afraid of heights. I'm afraid of falling, so you will never catch me on the ledge like that.
Well, that cover is actually by Azim Akbarali, who did the cover for us. Beautiful work. Unfortunately, he doesn't do art anymore because of a medical condition. But
what?
Yeah,
are you serious?
Yeah, he was a young guy too when we did the cover. But yeah, he knocked me out with his work, and I just knew I wouldn't cover from him, and he really nailed that shot.
What a loss that he's not doing the work, man.
Yeah.
I mean, look at this. Available to drive through. I mean, look at this page right there. Look at, so talk about this, developing the story, building the team that you thought was perfect for the story.
Well, working with artist Jose Aviles, who did the pencils and layouts, and he was fantastic. He did all the character designs, designed the weapons for Shikala, designed his look, and all the other characters, and his art was so detailed and vibrant that I knew, you know, he was really going to deliver. I love it when an artist turns in pages and it inspires me. I got to up the notch a bit on the story. I got to keep up with this artist because this artist is delivering, and I need to make sure I'm giving him stuff to deliver. And
you don't want it to be like the 90s when the artists took over and the writers were like, who cares about the writing? It's about the art. Like, no. And then, you know, it's funny how comics were, you know, one decade it's writers, one decade is the artists. One day, you know, my man here is balancing the world here. You hear me? It's about the artistry and the writing, baby. Let's go.
Yes. And I like to give artists as much freedom as I can. So, you know, a lot of the innovation that you see in the look, that all comes from Jose. And so he worked on it. And then when it was ready to bring the book to Kickstarter, I needed to fill out the team and get the rest of the book done because it sat with the pencils for a while. So brought in Rudy Sisipto, who did the inks and finishes. and he really took Jose's pencils, and some pages were more rougher layouts, but Rudy finished them all with fantastically. His line work and his weight and his spotting blacks, he just amazing in terms of how he really made the art pop. And then Paul Little does the colors, and his palette
this page is
really
gorgeous
fits.
right here. I just want to
Yes,
say that I don't mean to interrupt, but just looking at this page, as you see, folks, that he is the primary thing of the page, but the way that the panels and action is laid out, holy fuck, bro! Who came up with this? Because this looks beautiful, eye
that
candy.
I got to give credit to Jose. I wrote a fairly detailed script because I wrote the script before an artist was attached. So I did lay things out, and but the way he actually took that script and interpreted it and shifted things around some and really brought each page out dynamically was just amazing. And I was ecstatic.
He murdered that. He murdered that page though. That shit was crazy, son. I mean, and even look at this over here. Oh man, hey, look who that is over there. I thought that was the circus.
Yes.
Holy shit! So again, so just even looking at this page, I'm to guess that there's gonna be a lot of deep shit going on here that the character will have gone through, huh?
Yes. Chikala is an amazing character to write. You know, I created a character that was born and raised to essentially be an emperor of a mighty empire in an age of fantasy. And when he gets thrown into the modern world, he is really a stranger in a strange land. So one of the things we really tackle is he sees our world in a different way than we might expect. The kingdom he comes from, some might have called it more tribal, more primitive, but he sees his society in one way and our society in another way, and he's not really impressed with the world that he finds. He sees a lot of bigotry, he sees a lot of hatred, a lot of violence, and he is
Where
a hero.
here?
Yeah,
On this planet, really?
yeah. Yes, this is where he's coming to terms with it.
Whoa.
The splash that you got
Okay.
up there, and we're going to tackle those issues. We're going to a lot of superheroes kind of avoid the bigger social issues. Monarch is going to be knee deep and head deep in it because he's out to change the world. That's his mission. That's his drive.
Love it. I'm digging it. So is that why it's called visionary comics? With those open eyes, and making sure everybody see what's popping.
Yes, when it came with the name, I definitely wanted something that I tried to aspire to, and I think Monarch comes close to what I always hoped we could do.
I dig it. Now, Kickstarter, a wonderful platform, but with so many options as an independent creator nowadays, why was Kickstarter the right platform for this project?
Well, Kickstarter, I think, is the most successful and widely known fundraising platform. It's definitely the one that's been around. I don't know if it's been around absolutely the longest, but it's definitely the one that has stood out the longest. Um, it has more comic projects than any of the others. It raises more money every year for comic projects than any of the others. It's also a good platform in that it does provide some accountability to creators. It provides a lot of resources, has a lot of reach. I know on our campaigns that I've done with licensed stuff in Deadlands, as well as when we did the night and now doing Monarch, we get a lot of traffic through Kickstarter recommendations. So it just seems like a really good fit, and I'm used to using it. And I'm part of a lot of support groups and Facebook groups and et cetera that really talk about Kickstarter and strategies. So I've just found that all very useful.
Excellent. There we go. A man is navigating the game now. How crazy is that we have this now? How much easier would this have been for you if this was available to you when we were much younger?
I probably would have gone into comics a lot sooner.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, it's
Dig it.
amazing.
Right?
It's fantastic. It took a while to learn the ropes and to really work it. And every campaign, I'm hoping will do better than the last, and we can just keep making great stuff and delivering it straight to the fans and readers. And that's cool too. I really love the community aspect. It's great interacting with fans. It's great getting people to post comments and messages, and then getting the feedback once they get the book. You don't necessarily get that as much in the direct market, because you've got the middleman with the retailers, which we love. We love retailers and what they bring to comics, but it's one step away from the fans and
Yeah.
doing that.
You're
And
right.
yeah,
You're right. Unless you're doing a signing and you're local, but
right.
again, that then you're only serving that one little community that's local to you. I get it with Kickstarter. The community is worldwide. It's personal, and I get it. This is why I'm very angry. At Rob Liefeld for not giving me my book yet, talking about accountability. If that's the case, Kickstarter, what's up, man? I've been waiting almost 20 years of my life for this book already.
Yes.
So-
Yes.
anyway, so creative challenges. Let's talk about that for a moment. What kind of was like the single hardest scene to write in volume 1 of Monarch?
Mm. Shikala's sidekick is Harold Harrington, who is sort of like Peter Parker that never got.
Harold Harrington. I
Yeah.
love that how you sound so Stanley-ish. Because I always notice he always gotta
That's
have
pure.
people that have the same initials, and it's like okay,
Yes.
all right.
Yes. And he's kind of a geek. He's the guy that got picked on in school, gets picked on as an adult, and he gets saved by Shikala at the opening of the book, and they become friends, and and Harold helps Shikala adjust to the new world. But there's a scene where things kind of blow up between them because Harold assumes Shikala is seeing the modern world and is overwhelmingly impressed with everything that we have, our technology, our riches, etc. And that's when Shikala kind of lays out to him, not impressed
Hey,
really.
nah, homie, this is
Yeah.
shit world.
Yeah, and it's a very emotional scene, and I don't want to go into more detail because I'm hoping I hope people when they read, but it was a hard scene to write because it required me to step back and kind of look at our world and wrestle with the things that a lot of us become numb to, that we just it's always been that
Yeah.
way and it's always going to be that way. But Shikala doesn't see it that way. This is all new to him, and for him it's something that motivates him to say, no, this could be different. And that was a powerful scene. I've had a couple people tell me that really, who got to preview the book, said that was the scene that really turned the story for them, got them on the edge of their seat.
Oh, bet. Look at that. See, folks, you want to be in the edge of your seat? Let's get involved. Look how simple. First of all, if you just don't need a cup of coffee that day,
Pardon?
if you don't need a cup of coffee that day, folks could just pledge for $1. You feel
Yeah.
me? But
Yes.
then, check this out. A 100-page first volume, folks, digital edition that should be in your hands by next month. Right? That's the
Yes.
plan. So, because this baby's done, right? Ready to go.
Yes. Book is
Oh,
done.
oh
Yep.
my! You hear this, folks? My man's not playing. My man is ready to go. Like you're done, and you go, boing.
Yep, that's the strategy. So
$20 on that. All right, and then when you want to smell the ink, have that shelf porn because it is 100 pages, so this is shelf porn, mi gente.
yes.
$30 shipping just about anywhere, So the tariffs don't affect where you're shipping because I'm starting to get messages I'm seeing from folks that do some Kickstarters where if they happen to be out of country, they no longer want to ship to us due to tariffs. Now, looking at the reverse side of it, does it affect you when you're shipping out?
No, because I actually found a amazing local printer, Gash Printing, that gave me very competitive pricing. They're an easy drive from where my home base is. And I wanted a printer that I could kind of be hands-on, check the product, make sure everything was up to
Go
par.
visit that factory. See how is this
Yes.
going?
Yes.
Yeah, baby. Like
And they
that.
also handle fulfillment. So they print the books and ship the books all from within the US. So we have
Yo.
international backers. The books go out. But also because we're doing the larger volumes and we don't have any ads in the book, we actually qualify for media mail. So that
Oh,
saves a lot on the shipping. And yeah,
Fuck yeah.
so that's,
Win.
we try to be smart about it. I want to make very happy fans and customers and have as few headaches as I can possibly have.
Oh my goodness! So man, do you have like a link or something, or an affiliate link, so people can know that way you get paid to get a piece to give these people some work? You know what I mean? Because this is exactly what independent creators need. That type of business in their life.
Well, we're actually developing a partnership with Gash where Visionary is going to offer we offer creative services. Visionary's always been a creative service studio. So we've done a lot of work for hire on client books, and we're working with Gash now to provide their printing and distribution through Visionary for indie creators.
Yeah, baby.
Visionary is going to market itself as a one-stop shop for your indie comic production. We can fill out your team, we can help you with the Kickstarter, and then we can do the printing and fulfillment for you.
Oh man, a full one-stop shop for a Kickstarter project. Yes. All right, I am digging this, Chuck. Holy shit.
And that's the first I've said that in public. So
oh, look at that gossip, ding, folks. Look at that. We getting a scoop, an exclusive that the Sellnerverse is about to go nuclear. I love it. Yes, your indie creators. How can they even reach out to you? I mean, I see we got your socials here, right? At Visionary Comics. Is that the best platform or what to contact you? Should somebody be interested, once you're ready?
The best way is to check us out as our main site, which is visionarycomics.com. It's a simple kind of blog style, but it's got all the information on there. It has our services, lists all our projects. We've got a published works page that you can get over 300 pages of free comics. And it's got even resources for indie creators like template contracts, art page templates, things like that creators can download and use for their own work if they're just getting started. So check us out there. And yeah, we're all over social media. Both myself as C. Edward Sellner and Visionary as Visionary Comics.
I dig it. And look, folks, now for $30, we're talking about a soft cover. Then we get for $5 more, it'll be autographed. All right, great. And not here, folks. This is the shit that I like right here, because when I want to dress up my shelves, ain't nothing better than having that nice hard cover on the shelves. Also in case somebody sneaks to your house at night, you need a nice girthy book to slap them in the head with, and why not a book like Monarch to slap them in the head with? Because she looks girthy, 100 pages. That looks dope, man. And what I notice is obviously that there's a cover difference between the soft and the hard. Who did this cover art for that hardcover? Or is this just a mock-up?
Yeah, no, that's the actual art. It's Colton Morley, who did a lot of work for Dynamite, and he's an amazing artist. He painted, it's a wraparound cover. Monarch is on the front, and the Knight is on the back. It's an homage to Jim Lee's Batman, Superman shots where they're standing looking over.
Yes, yeah. I see.
We just flipped it a little bit, so Knight and Monarch are back to back. And you see Manhattan in the background behind Monarch, and you see Washington, D.C. in the background behind the Knight. And that's also as a print if you get the art print collection. But yeah, Colton did an amazing job and really knocked it out of the park.
So for $50, that's that art collector edition you're talking about regarding the prints, correct?
Yes.
That's fine.
You get at least 5 prints, and we hope if we get enough Kickstarter backers and break enough stretch goals, we'll have additional prints from other artists.
And then what is this Visionary Collector?
Visionary Collector, you get pretty much everything that's possibly available in this. You get the
kitchen, the house and the kitchen sink and all. Huh?
Yes. You get the autographed hardcover, you get the digital copy so you have a backup, not only of the book itself, but the individual issues. You also get a copy of our 2024-2025 preview book that had 5 or 6 pages from each of the 4 series we've developed, as well as couple original short stories and the prelude to Monarch. So you get stuff that's not really been out.
So the first appearance of Monarch is within that,
Yes, in the preview book. And
you hear this, folks, for you speculators before this becomes a big TV show.
Yes. and we only have so many copies there. That's a limited print run. So, and you also get our audio drama called The Interview, which introduces a couple other key characters in our universe.
Audio drama. Wait a minute.
Yes.
Yo, what? Chuck, what are you talking about? You acting out there, doing your thing? What's popping here?
I'm actually working with an amazing company, Evcall Entertainment. They are UK based. I write the stories and they turn them into full cast, sound effects, audio dramas. They've done a wonderful job. We've got 7 that we've done so far, all in the visionary creation, all featuring stories set in our shared setting. And you can get them through the campaign. They're up as add-ons, and they're also done them as stretch goals in the past, but this time they're on as add-ons. But you get the interview with the Collectors Club, which it's a story that leads directly into Monarch. Literally.
Literally. Oh,
yeah.
Folks, you hear this? My man is teasing.
Yeah, the key event at the end of interview is the key event at the opening of Monarch. So,
my folks, I mean, my man is selling. You better check out everything visionary. Check out the socials, and all the links are there to take you every place else, the website, everything, and start getting hooked on the next favorite thing in your life, which is everything through visionary. Now we got the immortalized visionary.
Yes.
Well, honey, what's this? I like that name too.
I love working with other people, and especially folks who are kind of new and fans and want to do something cool. Basically, you get to help create a character that will appear in a future visionary production. We set up a one-on-one Zoom. You get to ask me anything you want. We get to talk about the book, and then we talk about the character you want to be. And it can be just you transplanted into a story. It could be a character that you help make up, design what they look like, what they sound like, what their name is, if they have powers. And I start with getting a lot of input from the backer, and then I help tailor it so that we find where it will fit. And it won't necessarily be in Monarch, but it will be in either one of our audio dramas, a comic short story, or one of our ongoing series. Could be Monarch Night. I had a few people that signed up for that on the Night campaign, and I've had a great time working with them on creating stuff. And you get to keep ownership of your character. So if you want to do your own thing with it, you get to do that and utilize the assets we gave you, and then you also get a free copy of anything your character appears in.
Yo, folks, you hear this? Listen, comic fans, keep this in mind, because remember, Christmas is around the corner. You have birthdays probably around the corner. I think this would be a dope-ass gift to give somebody to do that. Oh, man. They would be so excited to see themselves within the universe, and to own their own hero. What? Come on now. And for those that are not interested in that, but just want to say, hey, I need as many copies as I could get. So you got to go talk to your favorite local retailer. Because my man got retailer bundles right here. We're talking about 10 copies of the soft cover. Yo, do the math. You already saw what I told you how much the soft cover was. But my man is doing 10 copies of those for $150, son. Yeah, $150. Yeah, what a deal.
They're doing a 50% discount for retailers. Yep.
Yo, what a deal. That's exactly what I'm saying. It's like, what possessed you to offer such an amazing deal to our little retailers out there?
Well, I tried a different take to offer something to retailers. I love comic retailers. That's how I really got into comics when I was dedicated to collecting. Local comic shop, I had a pull box. I did the whole thing, and I still support local comic shops, even though we're not in the direct market yet. I certainly hope to get us there in the next couple of years. But I wanted to offer something, and the what I offered in the first campaign didn't seem to really resonate. But I had retailers who reached out to me and saying, look, this is a really cool book. We'd like to get it in our store. Can you work that out? And so, I find this is what folks have done on other campaigns that tends to get some attention. So, yeah, you get 10 copies of either Monarch or the Night, or you can get a split bundle with 5 copies of each. And then that way you get to sell the books and hopefully build some customer base. And then when we start doing more direct distribution, you've got some customers ready to buy our books.
Nice. So, have you had any fan reactions so far? And and if so, how did it make you feel? From this universe, like those face-to-face reactions.
I have actually been very pleased. all the work that we've produced for the Visionary creation so far has been very highly well received. Um, I have friends in the industry that have looked at the book and given me positive feedback. Had a New York Times bestselling author that I've worked with, Jonathan Mayberry, who gave me a great pull quote for the night.
Oh, I know, mate. Very, yeah.
Yeah, and the stuff that's been on sale and available online, I've gotten emails and stuff, and people just really seem to love what we're doing, and that is immensely gratifying as a creator. Because we put ourselves out there when we put our work out into the world,
Yes,
and what we half expect is people to go, "Oh, this is crap." But I haven't had that. I've had folks that clearly weren't interested, but everyone that has bothered to really sit down with it or check anything out, they've just been, "This is great. I love it. Let's get
yeah,
going."
baby. That's what you want to hear, man. And when readers that if this is their first experience, and when they close volume 1 of Monarch, what's the one feeling you want them to feel burning in their chest?
I want volume 2.
Yeah, baby. Hey, hey, Chuck, where the fuck is volume 2 right now? How dare you tease me with volume 1 only?
No,
You
seriously,
madman.
seriously, one of the things I try to do with all the stories that I do, first and foremost, it's about entertainment. I want someone to finish a story and just sit there and go, "Wow, that was cool. I loved it. I want more." But also want to do stories that help people, challenge people and give them something to think about or questions to ask or a new way of looking at something that maybe they didn't have before. That's one of the great powers of fiction, is that we identify with these fictional characters who aren't real but present real so much that we get emotionally attached, that we start seeing things through their eyes, we start understanding where they're coming from, and helps broaden our own perspective. And that's something I hope to do with all of our work as well. So
Again, you have a campaign that's already funded. It's going to be hitting more. There's a lot of stretch goals, though, folks, that need to be broken. So, I mean, look, he limited himself, this guy, to only 4 racks. He's about to make 50, 60 racks. Let's manifest. All right, let's go. I mean, if you get that high, what's the type of stretch goals you're going to have?
well, the next round of stretch goals will be additional prints that we'll
Okay,
actually
cool.
give to every physical backer free. The art print collection will stay with the collectors, the art collectors tier, but the bonus prints that we do from other artists, everyone that's a physical backer will get one of those. So we'll have several of those, and then beyond that, I don't know yet, but I'm happy to have to figure that out. So
There
take that as a
you go.
challenge, folks.
You know what? The next, maybe, folks, if he makes $100,000, maybe there'll be the Monarch mobile. Maybe a little Pinto in the Monarch colors or something.
Yes, absolutely. I'm all for it. I did want to mention one thing. You focused on the soft cover and the hard cover. The soft cover, just so folks know, that is the story. You get the entire story in the soft cover. The
Okay.
hardcover, you not only get the entire story, but we have a bunch of backup content. We have
Oh,
in-world
stop.
content. You get magazine articles on Damien Thorne. You get the journal entries from characters, as well as just behind-the-scenes stuff. So those are for
Really?
those collectors that want to dig more into the world and the setting.
Are you hearing this, folks? Oh my God! So, real self porn. There we go. That's what I'm trying to tell
There
you
you
guys.
go.
Like, it's a wonderful book with a whole bunch of little extra goodies in it. Hey, I am loving everything that's here. Look at this amazing team right there. Jose, Rudy, Paul, and Jacob. A big shout out, fellas. Get that shit done. You guys are doing amazing. Um, and again, if you go to the Kickstarter, they let you know what they're breaking down the cost for. The Visionary Advantage. I love it. And it's staying true to the brand. And folks, again, I'm going to bring this back up all the way to the top. We have $1,000 goal. My man is funded, but let's make this a whole lot more. Let's get to 50, 60 racks, 100 racks. Let's go. Don't you want the Monarch Mobile? Come on now.
Yes, I would love the Monarch Mobile. I also want to do a shout out to Jacob Baskell. I mentioned all the other creators. Jacob does all our production work, our logo designs, our book
Big
designs.
J.
Talk about shelf porn. I got to say, not only is the art amazing on our books, and I can say that because it's not my art, uh, Jacob's design work and the branding that we have for our books, I just love. And it's going to be consistent. I know sometimes you get these nice books and then they suddenly shift the design. We've got a consistent design. Our books will line up and look beautiful on your shelf as we build out our library. So I want to thank Jacob for all the work he does. And he lettered the entire series as well.
He lettered it too.
Yes.
What was he had experience prior?
Oh yes. Yes. He likes to tell people that I got him in the comics. I kind of ruined his life. He was doing regular print and
How
graphic.
dare you, bro? Oh man.
He was doing regular graphic and print design work and working in a print shop. And I met him and liked what he was doing and said, "Hey, have you ever thought about working in comics?" And he's been with me ever since, pretty much from the first day of the studio. And he learned the art of lettering and he's gotten really good at it. He's worked for a number of publishers. And his work is top notch. And he's one of the best letterers out there, I think. So
There we
really
go. So you may have brought him to hell, but he's just enjoying himself. You know what I mean?
Yes. He's done well. He's done well for himself, which is
So
good.
now looking ahead, once this Kickstarter smashes its goals, right? What's next for Monarch? I mean, is it volume 2, volume 3, 4? Like, how many volumes we got in the universe here?
Well, the plan is it's an ongoing series. So until I run out of stories to tell, we are already finishing up the last part of volume 2. So, and the night volume 2 is already done. So we are ahead of schedule.
Cool.
And that way, the hope is, the plan is that when this campaign closes out, Soulstar Volume 1, which is our next book, our cosmic superhero, that volume is done. That will be the next Kickstarter we do. Hope, and I'm going to try to squeeze it in this year if we can. And then early 2026, we'll be doing a double header where we will have volume 2 for both the Knight and Monarch in a single campaign. So people save some money on shipping and all that kind of stuff.
Double the vision, baby. Let's go. Love it. Double the vision. I see it.
Oh, yes. We like the name.
Yeah, man. I'm loving it. We got to make that happen. I can't wait to see it. And I'm glad to see that Monarch's moving along like this, that people are accepting it. And again, a big salute to your independent backers out there. Now, can anyone see you? Because again, I know the convention season, we're getting towards the end stretch of the bigger cons. Any appearances anywhere where people could, check you out, get a signed copy in person?
Yes, I will definitely be at Baltimore Comic-Con.
Okay,
that's
cool.
in October. That's been my home show. I'm a Maryland guy.
So that's a stomping ground, bet.
Yes,
right.
Yes. Very much looking forward to getting back there. They run a great show. And I hope to line up some other shows. I've actually been out of the con circuit. I used to do a ton of cons and then had family stuff that I needed to deal with. That kind of took me out of it for the last several years, but I'm going to be getting back into it and hitting as many of the big shows as I can. But right now, Baltimore is all I've got locked in. I will probably be at Ocean City. I need to confirm that. They like having me, but I've been lax in signing up for that. So I've got to go. But yeah,
man, you're busy. You're not lax. You're busy. You're pushing Monarch. You got things to do. You know what I mean? Hey, that's why you need an assistant. And get it done. Like and sign you up to everything. Like what am I doing Friday? You going to the convention? I am. Hey.
I actually working with a great marketing person right now. With Don't Hide PR. And
man, big shout out to Mel. Yep.
Yeah, she's helped line up all this stuff, so she's been a great help. And I definitely want to get back into shows in 2026. And I've done all the big shows. I've done San Diego and Emerald City and New York and nice. Heroes Con, and love them all. I love them all. So I can't wait to get back. I bought a trailer. My dream now is to travel the country and do comic shows and local comic shop signings as much as I can to promote the Visionary Creation books.
So long as it lets you park in front of the comic shop, you're good, right?
Well, or I can park and camp somewhere else and show up at the shop. I don't have, but yeah, I can also be in the parking lot and pull out a table. So.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I mean, hey guys, I'll come through, but you gotta let me park at the lot, all right? Make them really open a table in the morning. They see you stretching in, your shorts in the morning, cooking eggs outside.
don't want to get
Like-
that personal. I don't want being personal, but woo.
I think it's like I love the energy. I'm digging out this project. Look, folk, again, 26 days to go. Check out the Kickstarter. It is live right now. It is Monarch of Manhattan, a modern pulp fantasy buddy hero tale. Okay, go check it out. The link's also in the show notes everywhere. You just click away and make your life easy and make it rain. Support independent comics. And you want to stay tuned or get involved. You guys got a day. You heard what he just said, like things in the works where it'll be a full stop shop where there's everything for you. You get your deal done and you don't gotta worry about anything. Visionary got everything in check, bro. Ain't gonna be on point. Now ain't gonna be Mr. Magoo squinting. My man here got 20/20 vision, and they're gonna make everything pop off the way you need it. So check out Visionary Comics. Again, support independent comics. Chuck, any last words, my brother? Yeah, a pitch, some motivational. Give it, Sam.
Well, I like signing off for newsletters with remember, always be visionary.
Hey, I like that. I was making me
Like
think of
what
the
it says.
cartoon.
Yeah.
Go the cartoon. Let's go.
Yeah.
We're going about. I think not accessible. You are like a different version of Stanley. Is okay. Everybody is that's building a new vision. No pun intended out there. Of great stuff. And so thank you again. You said it. You hit it before. I always say that. We gotta appreciate you guys. You guys do step outside and put your visions out there, and that is scary. And when you're willing to do it, no fear, just get it done, and hope for the best. I appreciate it. That's bravery on a different scale. So thank you as a fan to a creator. I appreciate you. You made me a fan of this, so I really can't wait to really check it out and see what's popping up in this visionary comic book universe, the Sellnerverse, baby. All right, so mi gente, this is what it is. A big shout out once again to my man Chuck Sellner for dropping knowledge, giving us a scoop on Monarch of Manhattan Volume 1 Arrival. I need you to go hit up that Kickstarter, support indie, support greatness, and be part of that legend, all right? And as always, I am your boy, Almega. This is Comic Crusaders. Just saying, stay strong, stay nerdy, and as usual, Huepa! Thank you for listening to the Comic Crusaders podcast. If you like the content, please subscribe and turn on notifications. Also, please visit comiccrusaders.shop and our extended podcast family over at undercovercapes.com. And also, make sure to download the Comic Crusaders app on the Google Play Store today.